Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3-Chord Dave, and today we are going to talk about PRS. That's Paul Reed Smith Guitars. For those of you who don't know who I am or what's going on, thanks for coming back to the channel, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you can, hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. That really helps me out, and thank you if you've already done that. Now let's get talking about some guitars, which is what we're all here for and what we all love. Now, in this time where lockdowns and pandemics and all that kind of stuff has kept us all from our regular jobs, there's some good news out in Maryland where PRS Guitars have a factory and where they make their core models, which are their USA made models, which are, to put it bluntly, they're expensive guitars. Now, obviously they make the SE lineup, which we'll talk about in a little bit later, but the core models for PRS are all made in Maryland in the USA, obviously, just in case you weren't sure where that is. But the thing is, for 8 weeks, the PRS staff, the luthiers and the people who work on finishing and everything to do with making a guitar, have not been going to work. The factory has been shut down, as have most factories around the world. You know, there's been a serious delay on production for lots of products, and guitars are no different. So what's happened with PRS is that after 8 weeks, they have finally started going back. They phased the come back to work kind of operation, and you know, there's huge gallons of hand sanitizer. There's one-way traffic, pedestrian lanes, and you're going around, and basically everything goes around in one big loop. So there's no danger of not adhering to social distancing. Now, when it comes to guitars being made by PRS, they say that every single guitar in the factory gets about 20 hours of hand labor, which means it's a lot of work going into those guitars. And that also means that, you know, there's hands all over them. So guitars are being sanitized now on this return to work and on the return up of production. And that means that when you buy a guitar now from PRS that's been made from May 2020 onwards, you're looking at probably the cleanest guitar that's ever left a factory. And that's good news for guitarists everywhere, because surely the likes of Gibson and Fender and all of the other big brand names, you know, a lot of them are all associated with those three brands, but you've got all the guitars that are going to have to adhere to similar standards. And of course, you know, that means good stuff coming to the consumer, the players, the people like you and me who are going to buy guitars from these companies. We're going to get clean and well looked after products, especially because everybody's so heightened about, like, should I buy stuff? Should I buy this? Should I buy? PRS and other guitar companies, it appears, are going to look after your instrument. But what else does it mean for the guitar industry? What else does it mean for you and I as consumers and people who, you know, are kind of watching YouTube videos of guitars we can never afford and stuff like that? What does it mean for us? Well, it's just a guess, but I think because in a press statement where they were asked about the reopening, PRS said that they were tearing through money right now because they continue to pay their staff, which, thumbs up PRS, that's a cool move because you didn't have to. But companies like that are spending money. They're losing money when they're not in production and selling stuff. Yes, they're selling off stock, but the production is not up there to replenish it. So, you know, they need to do something to get everybody to say, hey, I'm going to spend my $500, $600, $700, $800 on a new guitar so that I can, number one, support the companies I love, keep them going, and number two, get some cool stuff. So does this mean we're going to maybe get special edition 2020 guitars? Does it mean that we're going to get like a lot of reduced prices or higher prices, or nothing at all? Is it all just going to stay the same? Well, in my opinion, what's going to happen is PRS are going to need to make up a shortfall of cash by the end of the year. As you know, big companies like that have shareholders, and shareholders want a return on their investment. So it's going to be a bit of a fire sale, I think. From PRS's point of view, they're going to want to up production as much as possible. So you got to look after quality standards and make sure nothing slips there, because you don't want to be known as Gibson. Oops. Anyway, Gibson are working on it. They're going to get better. But in terms of PRS, they've also always been known as the brand with the good quality control. And, you know, PRS guitar has always sounded phenomenal to me every time I've gotten my hands on one, which is only a couple of times to be fair. But what I would say is be on the lookout for special deals on PRS Guitars. Be on the look for special limited editions, and be on the lookout for some ways that you can help a company like PRS, because they genuinely seem to really care about what they put in your hands, and that's very important. Of course, PRS this year celebrating their 35th anniversary, because they became a company in 1985, which means I'm older than them, which hurts. But aside from that, yes, they were going to have this big cool event in Maryland there, like they did. They have a PRS event every single year in the summer. Of course, everything's being cancelled this year. Yeah, even my Guns N' Roses concert next month. Damn it. Anyway, yeah, the PRS event is closed, but look out online over the next month or so for some cool announcements. I think Paul Reed Smith is really good at engaging with his customers, and he knows he's kind of tapped into what they want. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some cool stuff coming from PRS. Now, let's talk about the PRS SE lineup, because there's some cool, I nearly said an F word, there's some cool guitars coming out, and here they are. Over here, you can see that they have an SE version of the Custom 24. Nothing special about that in terms of, that's a model they've been doing for years and years and years. But there are 4 colors, as you can see here. They are Amber Fade, Charcoal Blue Fade, Charcoal Cherry Fade, and Charcoal Fade. So what I would call black, red, blue, and kind of weird sunburst. Those are coming out as a special European run. So they're still being made out in the Far East, but they're only available through PRS Europe.com, and they're going to come in somewhere around the 750 to 800 euro mark. Interesting thing about this is there is only 800 of them in total available, 200 of each color. So that's pretty interesting, and maybe will indicate what I was saying earlier. There could be some limited special editions coming out that are kind of cool, and we all want to grab one. So these are cool. They're not exactly to my taste, but they might be to yours. And I think when it comes to something like this, there's only 200 of each color, 800 of these in total. Definite collector's item in the future. And PRS Europe.com, place to go if you want to buy them. And apparently they list the price in dollars as well. So, why? I don't know. But that is all we're going to talk about today, guys. I would just like to say thank you to everybody who has hit that subscribe button and the like button. That really helps out the channel and really does help promote us, what we're doing here. Hopefully we can grow the channel over the next few months. It's also really important for you guys to know that there are going to be special offers and deals and stuff like that as guitar shops and warehouses and factories and such open up over the next few weeks and months. I'll keep an eye out for something cool. If I see it, I will let you know. And please, if you see something, let me know as well. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. I will see you in the next one.